So you might be trying to lose weight and lose fat on your diet right now, and you might feel hungry a lot of the time. And I can tell you that's not normal.
You're wrong.
Big time on your diet if you're feeling that, because I myself, when I'm dieting, I'm never hungry. I can eat whatever I like and still lose fat. And also the over 1,000 clients I've coached now in my coaching program feel the same way. Like, actually, we get messages, people telling us, hey Fritz, I can't eat so much food. Like, I can't even finish the food, but I'm losing weight. Like, what's going on? What's this magic? And this can also work for you. And that's what I want to share in this video with you. So the biggest reason you are hungry is because you're not eating enough food. I mean, it's pretty simple. And you might be saying, hey Fritz, but I want to lose weight. I need to eat less food. Shouldn't I? And yes and no is the answer, because obviously you got to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. But a lot of people, and you probably included, if you feel these symptoms, are eating just way too little food. Like, they're eating 1,200 calories, 1,000 calories, or even less. And what happens when you do that, your body's just not getting enough nutrients and enough energy to properly sustain itself. And then after an initial phase where it might have worked and you didn't feel anything, you will feel super hungry every single day, and it just can't go away because you're not eating enough food. So the first solution for that is to eat more food, eat more calories, which sounds counterintuitive if you're trying to lose weight. I know that. But we've had so many people come to our program struggling, like, hey Fritz, like, I'm eating 1,200 calories, but nothing is moving. What's going on here? And we're like, eat 1,500, eat 1,800 calories, and you will see it will work. And they're like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, it doesn't work for me. And then once they do it, they actually start dropping more fat than before. And why? Because their body finally has enough nutrients to actually drop the fat, because your body needs to properly function to get rid of the fat and to build the muscle. If you're watching this right now, you're eating 1,200 calories or less, increase your calories by 300 to 500 at least, and your body will thank you by lowering your stress levels, lowering the water retention, and then you will drop weight while eating more calories. The second thing I observe why you're probably hungry is because your macronutrient distribution is not set up the proper way. You're eating too much carbs and too much fats and not enough protein. Protein is the most satisfying macronutrient of them all. If you're not hitting enough protein every single day, then you'll feel hungry. And that's again what happens with clients coming to work with us. We look at their diet and we see exactly what it'll fall short, and a lot of the time it's the protein intake. So if you're watching this right now, ask yourself, am I getting enough protein? Am I getting 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight? Am I getting that? If you're not hitting these numbers and you're not structuring it to have protein every 4 hours throughout the day, then you will feel hungry. And I can assure you that once you increase your protein, you will feel way more satisfied. Which brings me to the next point, which is food timing. If you just have random foods at random times throughout the day, then your body will never develop an inner clock for your meals. So the reason why you're hungry is because your body basically is just feeding off the energy you give it, and then it doesn't know, okay, when's the next time I can eat? When's the next time I get energy? When's the next time I can chew, right? Every time you chew, you're sending your brain signals that you're eating. And if you do that like 6-7 times a day at different times, then your body will never know what's next. So you have consistent times every 4 hours, breakfast at 9, lunch at 1, snack at 5, dinner at 9. Your body will adjust and will be able to push through without giving you hunger cues, hunger signals, because you gotta think about it. It's not just random stuff that's happening. Your brain is sending you signals, sending you cues that you are hungry, and your stomach is too. So if you have these consistent times, structured times, you'll avoid that and you'll be able to time your food and also time your hunger properly. So if you're not doing this right now, this is a big opportunity for you to be less hungry. So the fourth thing I observed, the reason why you're hungry is because the portions are too small. Which again sounds counterintuitive. You're like, hey, I want to drop fat. Shouldn't I eat less volume of food? Yes and no, but the quick answer is no. You can eat more volume while still dropping fat. You just gotta choose the right ingredients. So for example, if you have a meal that's very high in protein, let's say a block of tofu with a bunch of spinach and broccoli and kale and a bunch of veggies, maybe some beans on the side, it's a lot of volume, like it's a lot of food on your plate. But if you look at the nutrition value, it's not as many calories. A quick example I can give you, you have one Oreo cookie, which is 45 calories, just one small cookie. And for 45 calories, you can have 100 or even 200 grams of broccoli, like a bunch of it. So if you compare the two volumes of food, you have this one cookie or this bunch of veggies. Like, what do you think is going to satisfy you longer? So this is what happens with our clients too. They come in and they have this volume of food, and they're like eating more than ever before while still dropping fat because the nutrition density in these foods is lower and will help you keep your calories in check while eating more food, which is obviously sounds like magic, but it definitely works. So volume of food, use foods that are low in calories but high in volume, such as veggies, such as potatoes, amazing diet meal as well. Protein sources usually have a high volume as well. So choose those foods and add them to your meals to add a bigger portion size and bigger volume to satisfy you longer. Now, healthy snacking is another thing I observe a lot of vegans who are struggling. They prep these healthy snacks such as bread and hummus, such as crackers and hummus, or a lot of bananas with peanut butter, almond butter, energy bars, protein bars, all these healthy snacks which are just not satisfying and they're high in calories. So snacks are here to basically bridge the gap between lunch and dinner. That's how I use snacks, and they should give you energy but also satisfy you. So if you Google vegan snacks, like those things will show up, and they are not the best choice if you're trying to lose fat and trying to make your diet work and sticking to your diet. So instead, have high protein snacks and have one committed high protein snack every single day, which could be a protein shake, could be a protein smoothie, a recipe you made with protein powder, could be pancakes, right? And again, you see the pattern here. Protein is crucial because that's gonna satisfy you over the long term, and fats and carbs are not gonna do that. Now, diving into the activity part of why you're hungry is you're doing too much cardio. Cardio is one of the crowd favorites when it comes to trying to lose fat and lose weight. And yes, it burns a lot of calories. However, it also makes you very hungry, right? Because you're just exerting a lot of energy. And especially after a cardio workout, you probably feel like ravenous, like you want to eat anything that you can get in your hands. Versus strength training, which actually suppresses your appetite. Studies have shown that strength training suppresses your appetite and makes you less hungry. So if you're currently exercising and you're only doing cardio, maybe try doing weight training instead, and you'll feel much less hungry throughout the day. And you also burn more fat and more calories because you build muscle versus cardio, which doesn't build any muscle. Now, the seventh reason why you're probably too hungry is because of your sleep habits. So there's a bunch of studies showing actually that people who sleep less hours and who spend less time in bed are gonna have more cravings, are gonna eat more junk food, and just your hormones are all out of whack. Basically, your body's kinda almost like in a drunken state throughout the day, so it's sending you the wrong signals. Even though you might be able to survive on 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and obviously we can't always be perfect, your body's gonna make it much harder for you to stay on track when you have less sleep. Look at your sleep. How much are you sleeping? Are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours, or is it less? Because if it's less, I would definitely suggest you put big emphasis on this, because I always say sleep is the best nutrition. If you get your sleep right, your hormones are gonna be in place, your energy is gonna be there, your recovery is gonna be on point, and then also you're not gonna be as hungry. So I personally, again, I'm not perfect with my sleep. Sometimes I sleep 9 hours, sometimes I sleep 7 hours. But when I am in control, I try to get as much sleep as possible, and then I'm never snacky or hungry throughout the day, really. I mean, obviously I'm hungry too, but I'm dieting, I know what foods to choose, and then because I slept enough, my body is not making it even harder on me just because I slept less hours. Now, the last reason why you're probably hungry is because of your stress level. But I put this last because a lot of people like to use stress as an excuse and like this standard answer to all the problems, like I'm hungry, it's because of stress, I'm gaining weight because of stress, I'm not productive because of stress. Like, I think nowadays stress is kind of like an excuse for a lot of people, so that's why I put it at the last point. The other things are way more important, definitely go through them first. At the same time, stress definitely makes life harder for you, right? So it increases cortisol level, increases water retention in your body, and also makes you crave more food, makes you more hungry because you want to basically overcome that stress, overcome that anxiety, and just feel at ease and feel satisfied. So maybe you are a stress eater, maybe you're someone that gets triggered by stress a lot and then basically uses food as a coping mechanism to overcome that. So if that's the case, I would suggest reducing your stress with super simple tasks, just like not spending that much time on social media, not checking your emails in the morning or in the evening, not spending time with stressful people, which is very much underrated. Like, a lot of people you surround yourself with might just exude stress to you, and that it basically just overflows you and you take it on as well. So what I like to do, which is a game changer for me, I like to be around people who are positive, who are showing up even though they're seeing stress in their life, even though they have challenges, they're still positive and optimistic, and I'm gonna take that on too, right? So the people you surround yourself with are gonna have the biggest impact on your mood, on your stress, on your well-being. So audit that. Are the people around you stressed all the time? Then obviously you are too, right? So don't use an excuse, but take action, get away from these people. Do it! And make sure to not to use as much social media or emails, or consuming too much stuff online is also going to increase the stress levels as well. And again, we all have stressful periods in our lives, so obviously you're not going to be perfect with this, but using these things will already help you reduce stress much quicker. If you follow all this advice in this video and you follow all these steps, you will not be hungry anymore. I can guarantee you that's gonna happen. Again, I've seen it for myself. I've seen this for over 1,000 clients I've coached one-on-one now. And you shouldn't be hungry if you're trying to lose weight. You can be satisfied and energetic and feel amazing while you're dropping weight every single day.